So, my fondest childhood memories are going to family gatherings and taking a book. I would find the quietest corner or the room where no one was, and I would curl up in a chair and I would bring my favorite book and I would just read for the entirety of the family gathering. And I was always sad when we had to leave because that meant that I had to get in the car that was dark and I didn't have any more time to read. But this started my journey of storytelling. And my favorite story as a child was world famous Muriel. This got me hooked on books. Muriel was famous because she was a tightrope walker. She was great at solving mysteries and she loved peanut butter cookies. I was like, this woman can do no wrong. She can do everything. From Muriel, I discovered sideways stories from Wayside School, which taught me that it's okay to be a little weird. R.L. Stein was great. I love true crime. Babysitter's Club taught me friends are great. I'm empathetic, and helpers are fantastic. Hook got me hooked on imagination. I have a very vivid imagination, and it's because of this movie, because they just said if you could dream it and if you could visualize it, you could make it come true. And my best friend and I would get under the blanket and we would wish ourselves to Never Never Land, and we would always be slightly disappointed when we came out and we were still in my living room. Reading Rainbow lives rent-free in my mind. I love the theme song. I think LeVar Burton is a national treasure. And it just solidified my love of reading. Yes! Give that man more money and more jobs. It solidified my love of reading and my love of stories. And when I look out into a crowd of people, when I walk down the streets of Charleston, I get really curious. And I just think, who are these people? What are they doing? Where are they going? How can I learn more about them? And it's no surprise that my entire career is built around stories and storytelling. As an actor, I portray the characters from the story. And there is a cardinal rule for actors. You are not to judge the person you are playing. You are simply to truthfully tell their story. And so that's what I aim to do in my life, to tell stories truthfully. When I get on stage, I look out at an audience and I go, I hope they believe me. I believe myself. I believe in this story. I believe in the words that this playwright has written. And it's honestly the most thrilling thing that I get to do. I have so much fun. As a director, I look at scripts and I look at stories like a big puzzle. I'm also an avid puzzle player, putter together person. What do you call someone who does puzzles all the time? I don't know. Someone find me afterwards if you know what to tell me. But I look at a script and it's like a puzzle. I call myself the captain of the ship when I'm directing a show, and I say I'm going to steer us all hopefully to the same island. And I take all these pieces, I take the given circumstances, I take the setting, I take the characters, and I go, we're going to put it all together and hope that the audience can follow us and hope that they understand what this beautiful story is and why we are telling it. Directing and acting, my first two loves in the theater. And I came upon choreography quite late and quite reluctantly. But for me, it's just another form of storytelling. When I get in the studio and I put on that music, I try to figure out what the story of the rhythm is, what the instruments are telling me, what the notes are telling me. And then when I get in the studio with my dancers, I go, how can I relay this story to their bodies? What is this movement telling us? How can we express the story that we're not telling verbally, physically? And how can we bring the audience along with us on that journey? These are not my dancers, by the way, but I love the photo. I love the story that it's telling, which is very dynamic. When I get into a lecture hall with my students, I instill in them that there is power in their story. So my job as an educator is to teach them how to tell their stories, how to find the power in their words and the power in their points of view, and to be confident to share that story and to bring it forward, because that's how we connect as a community. That's how we connect as human beings. And I think it starts in the classroom. Or for me, at least, it starts in the classroom because that's the first time I really get my hands on them. My latest story is as artistic director. So one of my dreams was to found a theater company, and I finally got up the nerve to do it after talking about it for about 5 or 6 years. I founded the Well Theater Company. We are having our inaugural staged reading this coming October, and woo-hoo, thank you. I hope to see you all there. I founded the Well as a space to have a community of artists, a place to tell new stories, to create stories, to give opportunity to storytellers who don't have them within Charleston and around Charleston. And when I look into an empty theater, when I look into the sea of faces, I see an embarrassment of riches. I see a room full of stories that I am so curious about. I want to know about all of you. I want to know why you exist in this space right now, what brought you here, where you're going. And if you can tell me a little bit more about yourself, and maybe you have an interesting story that I want to put on stage, or on film, or on a podcast. So if you do have an interesting story that you'd like to share, I am all ears, and I honestly would love to hear it. My newest, not latest, but newest story is of mom. I am the proud mother of a 15-month-old, and I am, thank you. If you want to see pictures, I will show you later. I am not ashamed. I love her dearly. And I cannot wait to see what books influence her life. I am so excited. Right now, she's really into the Pout Pout fish. And we'll see where the Pout Pout fish takes her, but I also can't wait to see how our stories merge and where the journey takes us together. Thank you.